GymPad is a fitness tracking and analyzing app that was based on the idea that what gets measured gets improved. That could be true of any goal, but it's especially true of fitness goals. When you're focusing closely on your goals, it's sometimes hard to see whether or not you're making gains, and the last place you're going to see it is in the physical results. That's usually why a lot of gym enthusiasts and professional athletes keep track of their exercises on paper. Most exercises can be broken down into a few simple metrics. So if you're keeping track of the number of sets you do, the weight you used, the number of repetitions you did, and the time it took you to do the exercise, you can effectively see the progress you're making. What we've done is we've consolidated all of these metrics into a simple and efficient iOS app. So instead of having to bring your notepad and your pen and your stopwatch to the gym, you can use your phone to record the exercises you care about and then see the progress you make over time.
Tracking in the gym for as long as I can remember, and I'm imagining back into the early 1900s, was write it down on a piece of paper, thus the pad piece. We're trying to take it beyond that because ultimately what happens with those old sweaty ruled notebooks is they either end up in a pile that you never really go back and look at, or you throw them away because who wants old sweaty notebooks around? What if you could take that data, make it decentralized so it's not even phone dependent, that's more than just the iPhone app, but if you can make it decentralized so it stays with you as long as you're working in the community, you can have that data with you all the time. But what's even cooler than just that, so let's say you keep that data, you start having different types of technology that tie into the app. So you can have bar accelerometers. So when you're doing your exercises, you don't even have to interact with the app for it to be tracking what you're doing. So you can have all sorts of data from everything, from sleeping to, lifting. Are you lifting fast enough, strong enough, hard enough? Technology can really benefit that because it allows it to just track without you having to be as involved in writing things down and having piles and piles of piles upon those old black and white ruled notebooks. So I think that's one of the benefits that technology can have on fitness.
What we wanted in an app was a system that simply allowed you to track the progress of an exercise, allowing you to see that you were making gains even when you feel like you're not. What we realized was that there are an infinite number of training routines and different names that people use for exercises. In the end, you only do about 20 different exercises, and that usually depends on what you're training for. So we decided that the best way to make GymPad useful for everyone was to allow the user to fashion the exercises to their needs and liking, because in the end, they were all comprised of these same basic metrics.
Track your results, or track your measurements where you're at right now. Because where you're at right now might not be what you're looking for. But if you realize that, oh wait, I did this just a tiny bit better than yesterday, that's going to really move you forward down the road because it's going to give you that little bit extra motivation, that little bit extra realization that you are making good results.
From the beginning, we wanted GymPad to be more than just this fitness tracking app. When we built GymPad, we wanted it to be the beginning of a community of like-minded people who knew that they were making fitness gains because they had the data there to back it up. So we released the prototype version of GymPad onto the App Store about a year ago just to see what would happen, and the results have been fairly overwhelming. The demand for this software was greater than we expected. We started getting all this great feedback from our users. They were letting us know what they wanted and what they wanted to see more of. So what we're looking to do now is just finish what we started, and that's really to make the best exercise tracking software available.
We've started development with an iOS app. We've gotten it a ways. It's not where we want it to be, and that's part of the reason why we're bringing it to Kickstarter, because we feel like with an extra infusion of funding, we could really take GymPad to the next level and ideally take it to places beyond just the iOS platform.
We're a long ways from being finished with GymPad. We have the programmers and we have the idea completely mapped out. So if GymPad gets funded, we'll be able to completely redesign the user interface to maximize its effectiveness so that you can focus on your exercises rather than playing with your phone. And we'll be able to refine our algorithms and statistics and functionality to make it worth your time to track the exercises in the first place.
We designed GymPad with the idea to be usable in the gym. Unfortunately, we haven't quite reached that goal yet, but one of the big things that we would are going to do with the money is to increase the usability in the gym. So that way you're not fumbling with your phone as much, you can pre-program your workouts, things flow smoother inside the application.
The potential for a program like this is really far-reaching, and we've only begun to scratch the surface of what we can do. With your help, we'll be able to really explore the limits of what is possible when you combine the world of software to your physical and nutritional goals. And we really hope that you will support us and help us fund this project. Thank you for your support.